Hello everyone. So as you can see, and by you can tell, this is not the usual content that I would usually do. And just by seeing the screen and the title, this video is going to be about what has been happening over the past few weeks. So I think as many of you know or heard or seen from the news and social media, Russia has invaded and declared war on Ukraine. And to say that this is plain old bad news is a massive misunderstanding and a massive understatement to how tragic and how terrifying this entire situation is. Russia has been threatening the independence and the sovereignty of Ukraine ever since the USSR fell and ever since the end of the Cold War. And back in 2014, Russia had attacked Ukraine and annexed the region of Crimea. Now they've attacked and taken control of other territories that were close to the eastern borders of Ukraine. And as of right now, and from what the latest reports and from what I've seen, the entirety of Ukraine has now been surrounded by Russian military forces. Seeing this from an outside looking in, more particularly from the other side of the world where we are literally not affected by this whole turn of events, I cannot really express the amount of fear and empathy that I have towards the Ukrainian people, as well as the Russian people who do not support its government's horrific actions and decisions, because the Russian people are also heavily affected by this, because no one ever wants war. And for me personally, this strikes a very personal chord in me because in my country, we're also facing a similar type of situation, but the main difference is that the big two players hasn't pulled the trigger yet. Um, Living in the Philippines, living in Southeast Asia, we are between two massive superpowers of China and the United States and NATO. And currently we have a border dispute with China, and they've been threatening the sovereignty of those regions that are close to their sea borders because of their government's claim. And it's only a matter of time that a massive event will transpire in that region as well. It's the same situation as well as China and Taiwan. Um, but this is different because a major superpower has actually pulled the trigger. And there has been a saying that history will re-echo itself in some shape or form. And with this real life conflict, this is this is just it. That this is just that. There are parallels to events that have happened way back in 1939, before the Second World War happened, when the Nazis occupied the Sudetenland and annexed and occupied territories of other neighboring countries. And it is clear now that with these current events, we are now in a new Cold War. And the only difference is that it's just in different colors. And I think to end this video, I want to extend all my hopes and prayers to Ukraine and to the Ukrainian people, as well as the Russian people who are not in support of their government, but who are in support of Ukraine. Lastly, I would like to recite strong lyrics that have been sung over endless times by the Ukrainian people, and these are lyrics from the Ukrainian national anthem. We'll lay down our souls and bodies to attain our freedom, and we will show that we, brothers, are the Cossack nation.